Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Let's go ahead and get some music going on in here. We have some topics to get into today. Y'all, it is a lot going on in the world. I hope everyone's doing amazing. I'm using a different streaming platform today. Restream over StreamYard. So let's see how this works. Shout out to the 3 percentile. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Shout out to the replay gang. So y'all, as you see in the title, we got a few things to talk about. I got some notes here. I got some articles pulled up. I want to go ahead and jump right in. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Yep, we're hitting the 3-minute mark. Hi, Jackie G. Peace, Goddess. Welcome in. Welcome in. Can you all hear me good? Just let me know if you can hear me. You can hear me good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, y'all. All right, family. Pulling up these articles. Y'all just give me a couple seconds. I'm over here sipping on some chamomile and green tea. Oh my goodness, it tastes so good. It smells good too. So y'all, goodness, let's go ahead and jump into the topic of the Hawaii wildfire. So I don't know if you all have heard, it is plastered everywhere over all social platforms. However, the whole Alabama brawl is kind of, drowning out all the other news. And we always know, when something huge as the brawl happening in Montgomery, that'll take our attention away from the more important things that are going on, right? The real shit. that's going on. Although that was a real situation, you know, that very situation is now going to be used for all types of propaganda, right? I mean, political, we're going into election time, Trump's case. I mean, it's a lot going on. So it just all kind of ties together, right? So, anyway, the Alabama brawl might have trumped the wildfires. So let's talk about it. Let's jump on in. So I'm going to read from an article from the New York Times. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on in, and then I'll just give my opinions as we go along. Now, Restream, it seems as though it won't keep my phone open. It's gonna keep, okay. I just have to keep my eye on that. All right, y'all. The wildfires in Hawaii. Again, we're reading from the New York Times. Wildfires in Hawaii prompt frantic evacuations. They say that this fire was enhanced by Hurricane Dora, which I had no idea about. High winds were fueling the fires on Maui and the Big Island. Wildfires burning across parts of Hawaii early Wednesday damaged buildings and prompted evacuations and road closures. The fires were driven in part by high winds that were enhanced by Hurricane Dora, which was moving west across the Pacific, hundreds of miles south of the islands. On the western side of the island of Maui, residents fled from the flames and smoke by swimming into the ocean, where they were rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard. Maui County officials said. Winds came up to 45 miles per hour, y'all, with gusts of 60 miles per hour. What? Imagine being in the storm. You're trying to get your groceries, trying to get your kids into the house, and 60 miles per hour is just pushing you back. Kids falling, cars swaying. You know what I'm saying? If you got a broken window, like heaven forbid that day, that's so sad. Like, that is so sad. I can only imagine. Like, literally, winds to sweep you off your feet. Winds up to 45 miles per hour with gusts of 60 miles per hour were possible, said the National Weather Service, which warned residents on social media to secure property and expect outages and difficult travel. Article also says Dora, a Category 4 storm, was more than 700 miles south of Honolulu late Tuesday and was not expected to make landfall in Hawaii. Although the hurricane was not directly responsible for the conditions in Hawaii, it has helped strengthen the winds. According to Robert Boland, a meteorologist in the Weather Service's Honolulu office. So this is all the aftermath of the Dora um, hurricane. This is intense. This is a lot. This is a natural disaster. Um, I feel like we need to be putting more attention on this. Um, my heart goes out to the Hawaiian residents. Okay. I mean, the majority of these people are going to have to uproot their families. They're going to have to, I mean, they're a part of America, right? I mean, we're, speaking as, America, we're going to have to step in and, help with resources. Um, you know, who are those people that come in at these times? What are they called? Salvation armies and stuff like that. So I hope that all the families involved get the help that they need. Um, I speak restoration over the people. This is crazy. I do have a little bit more to read. Let's go ahead and finish the article out, but this really like tears at my heart. Shit like this is out of your control. Like, everything was good yesterday, and you wake up and damn, like I'm forced to leave everything that I have, lose everything that I have, in danger. Everything that you saved up for, everything is gone. Like, that's got to be hard. And especially just thinking, you know, on a single mother aspect, like imagine a single Hawaiian mother right now living in a single family home, having to uproot. You know what I'm saying? Two, three kids. Like, damn. A firefighter A firefighter on Maui was hospitalized with smoke inhalation, but was in stable condition. There were no other immediate reports of deaths or injuries. The fires in Hawaii, Maui counties had already burned hundreds of acres by Tuesday. Sylvia Luke, Hawaii's acting governor, said in an emergency proclamation that activated the National Guard. Mm. In Maui County, there were more than 15,800 power outages, according to poweroutage.us, which tracks outages across the United States. The 911 emergency call service in West Maui was down early on Wednesday, and people were told to call the local police department directly instead of Maui County officials. Mm. I can't imagine either. It's sad. I mean, that's yeah. I don't take stuff like this lightly. I'm like, oh, just another tragic story. Like, damn, that's a tragic story. Like, let's take a minute and put emphasis on this. So I don't know if they have any like GoFundMe's going, or like if any families have spoken out online, have put cash apps up, anything like that. Look, I don't have much myself, but I will give my part of my last to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it's all about, community. I can literally only imagine. Oh my gosh. In an interview on Wednesday, Margot Brossow, Brousseu, Brossow. We totally butchered that, family. We're gonna keep going. 52 years old, says that she could smell smoke at one evacuation site before the shelter had closed. She and her family, who were visiting from Minneapolis, have been planning to spend the night at the shelter's parking lot in a van that they had rented after their flight home was canceled on Tuesday night. That's another thing too, y'all. How are they leaving the flights? Like, how are they? How does that work? I mean, because I can only imagine travel being down. Okay, there's more of the article. There's more of the article. Maybe they'll speak a little bit on like travel conditions. Let's see. Her family ended up at an evacuation site. Evacuation site. I cannot talk today, y'all. My jaw has low key been bothering me, but we gonna push through it, causing me to slur a lot. Her family ended up at an evacuation site at Maui High School, where a worker told her there were more than 1,200 people inside. She said that people had cots and blankets on the ground, but many were still awake just before 3 a.m. local time. These people got insomnia, they can't sleep, they stressed, depressed. Some of them was probably having to be split apart from their families, right? So this is about it on the article, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this article and we can go ahead and move to the next topic. It's basically, on the rest of the article, is just telling more of this young lady's story, you know, saying about, how everyone on the island has been lacking sleep. They're sleep deprived, scarcity of food as well. So my heart definitely is going out to all of the Hawaiians. period. My heart goes out to you, and I'm sending blissful and healing energy your way. So, y'all, we got more. We got more to talk about. So, I don't know if y'all heard about the whole, yeah, I mean, y'all remember the whole Roe versus Wade thing, right? That broke the internet. I'm not sure how long ago that was. I'm sure the article we're about to get into will probably reiterate that time. But yeah, so we on the subject of abortion again. Okay, you know, the patriarch just loves deciding what they're gonna do with our bodies. You know, what we should be doing with our bodies. You know, how we should feel empowered, what empowerment looks like for our bodies, because you know, they have the vaginas. Yeah, the fuckery. So, let me go ahead and read this article. So I'm not sure how all these laws and shit work, y'all. I don't. I'm not gonna act like I do. But from my understanding, with the whole Roe versus Wade, they are testing this out, or not testing, but they're getting votes state to state, right? So, you know, it could possibly be legal in, let's say, Alabama, but illegal in Missouri, or vice versa, and just, you know, go like that. So, boom, it's Ohio's time. It's Ohio's time to decide. I don't know if they're the first state to, you know, approve or deny this law of, you know, no abortion. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. Abortion rights won big in Ohio. Here's why it wasn't particularly close. This is an article from Politico.com. I do want to say that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Ohioans on Tuesday soundly defeated a proposal that would have made it more difficult to alter the state's constitution. The move is a lightning rod moment for abortion rights, even if the issue wasn't directly on the ballot. After the Supreme Court's Dobbs decisions last year, the issue motivated voters to storm the polls. And see, that's what I'm saying too, y'all. Like, they play on our emotions. The whole Roe versus Wade thing, the poll numbers were already depleted. People do not go and vote like they used to, because we're waking up and realizing that there's nothing to vote for, and voting is still giving these folks power. If we don't believe in the system, why are we voting for the system in the system? That's my opinion. But they instill fear and propaganda before, you know, any type of election, any type of big electoral anything, making a decision on anything, a law being passed, a new movie coming out. We seen that with the whole conspiracy shit with Jamie Foxx. That was a whole script being played out in front of us to promote this new movie. Come to find out, he didn't produce the damn movie. Shit like that. You feel me? So I feel that they play on our heartstrings to get us to beg to keep recycling our fucking energy, really. The move is a lightning rod moment for abortion rights, even if the issue wasn't directly on the ballot. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I read that part. Voters have the answer. They overwhelmingly rejected Issue 1, an amendment that would have raised the threshold to pass a constitutional amendment from a simple majority to 60%, as well as complicate the process to bring citizen-initiated ballot measures to voters in the first place. Though it had profound implications for a number of issues, it was widely seen in the state as a way to thwart November's measures that would enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution. The measure's defeat now gives abortion rights supporters a clearer path to victory. Opponents of Issue 1 view the victory as the first battle on abortion in the coming cycle, when the issue will be a factor in competitive Senate and House races that could help determine who controls Congress. as well as a number or direct ballot measures in swing states if it works. But opponents also frame their victory as one that protests the power of simple majority. Quote, I think sometimes a lot of these fights get viewed in a single entity, and the states get viewed in a single moment, as is value to the presidential battleground map, unquote, said Ohio Democratic Party Chair Liz Walters. Quote, and I get that, but democracy matters everywhere, unquote. It's our democracy. It's going to be a detriment to our democracy. When you hear democracy, think demon time, demon plan, our propaganda, control, domineering, demanding, domination. Okay? Let's be clear. Okay? Let's be clear. Abortion still a serious turnout driver. Tuesday's election proved that the state-by-state battle over abortion rights is still a serious motivator to get voters to the polls. Did you hear what I just read? Tuesday's election proved that the state-by-state battle over abortion rights is still a serious motivator to get voters to the polls. Even when abortion isn't directly on the ballot, I'll be damned if I walk into your crusty ass building, grab your crusty ass paper, your crusty ass pen to the side on my magnificent, omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent. Do you hear me? Vagina, portal, ether, Mama Earth. Who the fuck? We have lost our mind. We have lost our damn mind. We have legit, I don't know what to say. We've given full power to patriarch over our bodies. I be damned. Your body is your own. Why we waiting on permission? Why do we accept permission on what we can and cannot do with it from someone that we birth? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Ohio Republicans moved in January to cancel most August elections because they were low turnout affairs that voters rarely paid attention to. I told y'all. Just over 8% of voters turned up in August 2022 state legislative primary election, for example, because we're waking up and we're realizing what's going on. What the government does not want is for the majority to have a moment. If the majority has a moment of clarity, a moment of, hold on, it's billions of us and about 25 of them things. What the fuck are we doing? Like, and I see, we're getting closer and closer and closer and closer to a radical point in history, honestly. And history does nothing but repeat itself, you all. If y'all want to know the times that we're in right now, go back to 60 years ago. Go back to the Great Depression, around that era. Okay? Go back to Black Wall Street. Go back. You feel that time. It's repeating itself. That's where we at again. We're in year 7. That's why your polls are empty. Because we realize the polarity in what's going on. How y'all splitting our psyche, dividing us, making us hate one another, holding on to shit, trauma. I mean, we getting in the brawls on the Montgomery goddamn, and I find it very ironic. Wasn't it a Trump rally or some shit, aka a KKK rally, aka allegedly, right before that incident? Like, wasn't it like the day before or some shit? I could be wrong. Now, what's going on with this music? Is it on like a? Let's see. I don't like that. Ooh, I like that. But yes, Queen J, peace to you, goddess. She says, that's right, my body. Shaking my head. No, seriously. Seriously. Like, I would be so happy the day when we decide, like, collectively, like, fuck that. I'm good. We not answering to that no more. We don't even realize the power of the internet as well. Like, what we say goes. We are the government and the damn people. We are them. We without us, there would not, y'all. We're binded in so many ways. We believe in the dollar so much. Like, there's so, I mean, I can go on and on about that's a whole nother video. Let's go ahead and finish this article. Y'all know how I get. Okay, but voters turned up in droves anyway. More than 600,000 people voted early, a number that could still rise from late arriving mail ballots, my apologies, which outpaced the entirety of the turnout for the 2022 August election. It was also more than twice the number of people who voted early in May 2022. Primaries, which featured competitive Senate or Goober national contest. Both pro abortion rights groups and anti abortion activists invested heavily in getting their supporters to show up. And conservatives emphasize supporters voting early as well, as Republicans try to close the gap created in part by former President Donald Trump's relentless attacks on early voting. Instead of a summer snoozer, turnout was off the charts. Anti-abortion messages evolving or resonating. Anti-abortion groups that have invested millions in ballot initiative fights have deployed similar messages in each state since the post-Roe contest kicked off last summer, focusing on areas they see as political vulnerabilities, including parental consent, abortions later in pregnancy, and gender affirming care for minors. Did you just hear what I read? And gender affirming care for minors. Moving right along, because we're about to talk about that. So we're gonna talk about that. I think that's the last topic. In Ohio, this week, and in Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, and other states last year, groups poured millions into TV ads arguing that codifying abortion rights in the state constitution will lead to the abolition of any restrictions of the procedure, including requirements that parents be notified when a minor terminates a pregnancy, and bans on most abortions after the point of fetal viability. So, y'all, this is deeper than just like, hey, you 35-year-old woman, you can't get an abortion. I don't care. No, sorry, yeah, you can't get an abortion. I don't care. The lines are crossing so much, y'all. The lines are being, it's like, I feel like, okay, I'm not reaching y'all, I promise. Hopefully I can make this connect. I feel like this is, I mean, even with the whole trans thing, I don't want to get too deep into that because we're about to get into that soon. But this is the whole agenda for the children to be like adults, to have adult rights type shit, right? So, like, if the kids have more quote unquote rights, then they like giving them rights to be able to abort their child without you knowing. So imagine you being a mom and your daughter gets pregnant. Not only do you not know that she's pregnant because she hides it from you, but she can go to a doctor without you knowing because legally they can't contact you because legally they have to protect her rights, quote unquote. They own our children. The fact that when you go on the doctors, they gotta ask your child if you y'all seen it happen. Can I say this in front of your mom, or can do you want her to leave? And you gotta get out the room. That goes to show you right there. But we keep feeding the system, feeding the ideology, you know what I'm saying? So nothing's going to change. So we're getting to a point where we're going to have no rights at all. Social credit system being implemented already. Hunger Games and motherfucking Squid Games being played out online. Squid Games actually being turned to an actual TV show coming near you to Netflix soon. Goddamn me. Like, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. This shit is getting spooky. And if no one's spooked out, I'm spooked by that. I'm spooked by the unspookism. This is what we should be spooked out about. Not no motherfucking candle and some damn tarot cards. This is the quote unquote demonic shit. The low vibrational shit. The fact that we have been dumbed down so much that we are just simply okay, like, well, it is what it is, Ami. It is what it is, 3%. What are we gonna do? It's a white man's world. We just gonna keep accepting. Ill. Couple wet wipes, case a bum try to touch me. Ill. Like that mentality. We gotta leave that mentality behind. We think that we gotta go on the streets and march to fight back. No. That's also submitting. There's different ways. Stop supporting. Just shut the fuck up and stop. Stop supporting. Stop going. Stop talking. Stop whatever it is in whatever situation. We just gotta cut ties. Energy is currency. Period. So they gonna go through all the states, y'all. So all the states have to decide, on their own if they're going to allow abortion or not. If they're going to allow the Roe versus Wade to stand in their state and what have you. So very interesting. How do y'all feel about that, ladies? How do y'all feel about the patriarch deciding what you can do with your punani and the things that come out of it when they don't have a punani and things that can come out of it? Moving right along, y'all, because we got a few things to talk about. So next, y'all, fentanyl on the rise, honey. On the prowl, honey. Like I said, history repeats itself. Think back in the days when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. What, 70s? But when 80s crack era? Oh, we done spun the block real quick, and it didn't take 50 years this time, y'all. Oh, we right back at it. We 10 years early or some shit. We got fentanyl now, the new crack cocaine. And where did crack rock take over when it first initially hit down? The tri-state area. Where's fentanyl just, scratching and screaming and scraping all around? Oh, the tri-state area. Uh-huh. Hmm. Very suspicious. Makes my ass itch. I don't like it. Now, any of you guys that are wondering what fentanyl is, even though I think that the majority of us do know, but for context purposes, what is fentanyl? We are reading from the CDC.gov website. This is a federal site, y'all. Okay. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So, what is fentanyl? Pharmaceutical fentanyl is a synthetic opioid approved for treating severe pain, typically advanced cancer pain. It is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine, which I believe morphine is what they give you after you have a child. I think they gave me morphine after my daughter. It is prescribed in the form of transdermal patches or lozenges, excuse me, and can be diverted for misuse and abuse in the United States. However, most recent cases of fentanyl related harm, overdose, and death in the US are linked to illegally made fentanyl. It is sold through illegal drug markets for its heroin like effect. It is often mixed with heroin and or cocaine as a combination product, with or without the user's knowledge, to increase its euphoric effects. Deaths involving illicitly manufactured fentanyl are on the rise. Rates of the overdose deaths involving synthetic opioids other than methadone, which includes fentanyl and fentanyl analogs. So there's like different forms of fentanyl, y'all. Increased over 56% from 2019 to 2022. Again, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a medical professional. I'm simply just reading from the CDC.gov. The number of overdose deaths involving synthetic opioids in 2022 was more than 18 times the number in 2013. More than 56,000 people died from overdoses involving synthetic opioids in 2020. The latest provisional drug overdose death counts through June 2021 suggests an acceleration of overdose deaths during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, yes, y'all, during COVID, that's when there was just zombies outside. I mean, they're still outside, especially like in the Philly area. My goodness. Arizona too is really bad. Chicago is getting really bad. So it's scratching, y'all, to the Midwest. And it's not a laughing matter, y'all, but we got to throw some type of humor into this thing, y'all, because this is sad. This is unreal. And it's just eating through the communities, all communities. I don't care what you look like. And even so, it's going through the bud. Now, here's my little conspiracy too. Be careful. Be careful with the whole, marijuana and shit. Be careful because, people are lacing shit. But also too, I don't know how I feel about all these dispensaries. I'm in Missouri. We just became recreationalized last year. They have dispensaries everywhere. I live 4 minutes from like 2 of them. And I don't know if I'm trusting that either. Because what the fuck? Why? Why was it illegal before? Now it's not illegal. You found a way that you could monetize off of it. Excuse me. That don't rub me the right way. I'm gonna keep the rest of my thoughts on that to myself. I may do some more research on that. and come with a deeper topic. Excuse me. So much shit going on in the world, y'all. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? And I mean, they starting young on these pills. What they call them, blues, I think. The pill form is called blues or something. The blue fetty or some shit. Or maybe it's a form of meth. Blues. Have y'all heard about the blue epidemic? I watch a lot of the the street interview channels and stuff that go around and talk to the homeless and stuff. So I be seeing it, with my own eyes. Like, this shit is spreading rapidly. You could be clean today and be on Fetty tomorrow, just off of a drink type shit. If it's in pills, motherfuckers just crushing and roofie motherfuckers. Straight up. They did the same thing in the crack era. I don't want to spend too much time on the Fetty thing, but I did want to throw that in because I felt led to talk about that. Be careful when it comes to the bud, the leaf. I know the majority of us, we like our leaf. Be mindful, be careful. If it don't look right, if it don't smell right, you hit it, it don't taste right, throw it away. Throw it away. Make sure you trust the people. All right. Again, I am not a medical professional. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Excuse me. Let me sip my tea. So, y'all, this one right here. This is the topic that really got me for today. This is the topic that really got me feeling some type of way today. So I'm gonna be reading out an article from the NAIS, National Associations of Independent Schools. Now, this article is talking about pronouns in elementary. Trend lines, the importance of pronouns in lower school, by Melly Davis. And this is actually published in 2020, y'all. Okay? Hello, my name is Melly Davis, and I use she, her pronouns. This is simple for me as a cisgender woman. It is not that easy for some students and faculty members who don't fall along the typical gender binary. Traditionally, teachers address students as boys and girls, or in single gender schools as girls/ladies or boys/gentlemen, in an attempt to be more inclusive. So some schools use gender neutral terms like friends or scholars to acknowledge groups. While this is a good step, it does not address the individual student. Y'all see the agenda? It doesn't allow for the discussion of individual pronouns. I'm going to just commentate through this article. According to Merriam-Webster, searches for quote unquote they in 2019 increased by 313% over the previous year, demonstrating that, and this is in 2020, y'all, so what's the percentage now? Demonstrating that people are more curious about gender neutral pronouns and pronouns in general. Now, let me stop right here because I just randomly thought about YouTube kids. I don't know, goddesses, if y'all have, young kids in the house, if y'all allow them to watch YouTube Kids, you are allowed to rig and set up exactly the channels that you want your kid to watch. Because when I tell you, some of these uh, content creator channels, like these parents, are with the agenda. They got their kids on there doing all type of weird shit with them damn Barbies, weird dress up play, and making them say weird shit. Like, you gotta listen. And it says this video is made for kids, but they're saying all type of weird shit. Like the movie Turner Red. I was watching Turner Red with the kids a couple months ago. I told them they can't watch that shit no more. Talking about, I'm 13, mom. Of course I love boys. Of course I want to gyrate or some shit like that. Or I like boys. I like gyrating. What the fuck do you mean? I'm 13, mom. You're making my life horrible. I love boys. I love gyrating. What's wrong with it? Let me be me, little bitch. Look, excuse me, but I wish my little baby would come on talking about, mommy, I want to gyrate, bitch. What? Excuse me, child. Look, excuse me. I'm an old soul. Okay, look. I look, look, honey. That's not going down over here. So just be mindful, because they slipping in all types of shit. Even on, like, on some of the new cartoon movies, the Disney movies, some of the just pay attention to the characters. Pay attention to the characters. There's a lot of men with makeup and shit on and dresses, and they make sure that they have mustaches on, and kids ask questions, and some kids are already being taught, I'm gonna call it the algorithm in school. This whole cis trans identity shit, this algorithm in school. I'm sick of them trying to, they can try to push their mental illness on me, on us, on we. Cool. We grown as fuck. We can handle this shit. And if you you know end up drowning with the motherfuckers, that's on you. You grown, right? But when it comes to the children, and trans want to say, well, what's the issue? Why? But we can't ask why. This is the whole experiment. This is a whole thing being done. And even the, I'm going to say, organic LGBT and trans community, they see the agenda and they see what's going on. The people that, come on now. So we can't put everyone in the box. There's always a polarity. I want to make myself clear, okay? And I also want to say, I don't care what you do with your body. Trans on, baby, right? But collectively, we see trans, straight, white, black, we all see what's going on, right? And you're either in delusion right now, you're pushing the agenda, or you're like rah-rahing against it. It's a complete divide. I mean, and I'm a Libra. I understand all sides. I mean, you trans, you walk into a barbershop, you might get the cold shoulder. Somebody might not want your ass, your fruity ass in they motherfucking seat. That's how they look at you. You can't expect everyone to accept you. No matter what gender you have, or gender or age or race you have, not everyone is going to respect you. I mean, religious views, all that. I mean, so I feel like you have the illness, right? Cool. Like, I'm gonna say what it is because it's a mental illness. It just is what it is. It's a dysmorphia, and I mean, whatever. But when it comes to politics, laws being passed, and bathrooms and all this jargon, why aren't we thinking further to like why aren't we asking why, quote unquote? Like, we just accept now. And we have Stockholm syndrome. You don't want to say the wrong thing. Fuck that. I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to say what's real. I'm going to talk about my perception. Period. If their perception is waking up and they were born Jim, but they want to be Megan and they feel like a woman, therefore they can be called a woman. If I feel like saying fuck that shit, I don't want that agenda pushed on my kid, I can feel that way, right? Because we're just feeling shit, right? We just feeling shit, right? Feelings is more like the way we feel is like, in the way that we feel can be tainted, is more valid than reality, than fact. I'm not standing for it. Be you. Don't let nobody tell you who you can and cannot be. If you are trans, like I said, trans on, baby. I literally have nothing against you. I'm talking about the political and psychological agenda. I don't even want to read the rest of this article because it's really, unnecessary. I think the part that I did read, is very significant. I said what I needed to say. um, but yeah, so they have this whole permission slips thing. So yeah, this article from WTSP, which is a Tampa Bay 10 news channel. Nicknames restricted in Orange County schools as Florida's anti trans laws take effect. Students will have to bring a form signed by a parent to go by any name other than their legal name. A move critics say targets trans students. Out of Orlando, Florida, the Orlando County Public School System now requires a permission slip signed by a parent, blase blase, in a memorandum sent to county school principals and other administrators. OCPS attached an official parental authorization form that is said has to be used for all deviations from a student's legal name, and that's in quotes. So teachers won't be required to call your child, that was born Mike, Sarah, unless you have a permission slip. So, and I thought about it. I was like, why? Then I'm like, oh, of course, lawsuits, and because you made me feel this way, right? You made my son feel a type of way. It's about the feelings over facts. Feelings win in court over facts, right? As an example, if the student is named, like I said, Robert, but likes to be called the nickname Rob, say what you really want to say, because this is not what you want to say, article. The form must be filled out, authorizing teachers and other personnel to call Robert the nickname Rob, blah, blah, blah. However, the form said, while the teacher and other personnel would utilize the name Roberta when requested by the parent under the recently adopted House Bill 1069. There's a whole bill, y'all. I don't pay attention to the bills. We don't pay attention to the bills. We got to start paying attention to the bills. But then why does it matter? Because they're going to do what they're going to do at the end of the day. But we need to know what's going on to be able to combat, to be able to say something, to be able to know what the fuck is what. Goddamn me. However, the form said, while the teacher and other personnel will utilize. Okay, I already read that. Bill 1069, y'all. So when y'all get some time, look up Bill 1069. Bill 1069. 69. Oh, okay. It gives us a little information on it. Let's go ahead and read a little bit on this too, y'all. It says, House Bill 1069, which passed in May 2023, stipulates that public school staffers and students are not required to refer to transgender people by their preferred names or pronouns. It also restricts discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in public classrooms through 8th grade. And it states that gender is determined by genitalia presented at birth, quote unquote. So did you hear what, okay. Because if you were just reading this, just a mundane, regular ass old citizen, right? Just a regular ass, brainwashed ass citizen, right? Like somebody that just really just literally just going with the okie doke, right? You would be happy in reading, like, and going with the okie doke in agreement with, you know, abolishing the whole trans thing, right? If that was your mindset, right? Put yourself in that mindset. You will be happy reading this article when it says, you know, okay, what does it say? It also restricts the discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in public classrooms. You know, you'll be happy reading that through 8th grade. You won't even realize that they said through 8th grade because you're just a regular mundane ass, you know, citizen, blah, 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 right? Now the woke, we are reading this different. Like, yeah, that's cool. We hear y'all. Y'all don't want y'all kids to be exposed to blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, cool. We won't talk about it. It won't be a thing. They can dress up how they want to, but we just won't talk about it. We'll just be hushed about it until 8th grade. 8th grade, boom. What happens in 8th grade? Sex ed class. Oh, it's over. 8th grade. Oh, we gonna lay it on them. We're gonna talk about dicks and pussies. We're gonna talk about fucking in the ass. Oh, honey, they gonna give it to them. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? The bill was an expansion of the parental rights in education law, also known as Don't Say Gay, quote unquote, by critics who say, sorry, it marginalizes LGBTQ. I'm so sick of this shit, of just the emotions of it all. This is so annoying. I'm triggered. You made me feel this way. I feel like an Aaron. Well, I feel like a Kim. It's just too much. It's too fucking much. And don't say this because you're going to offend him. Don't say this because you're going to offend him. We should just allow them to be what they feel. Now the women, we done fell so far in the damn trap. Real natural ass motherfucking women with a damn punani baby is called cis motherfucking gender. I don't accept. Fuck you and your motherfucking names. I'm Mama Earth, bitch. You can't take that from me. Period. This is a whole agenda, and I'm not for the fucking bullshit. These next generations to come, y'all, it's just gonna be queered out. Everybody gonna be queer. Everybody. And what happens when that happens? Nobody's making children. No one's making children. I mean, they even have people that literally just have body dysmorphia and want to be like another, a man want to be a woman want to be a man. They do the sex change and they date each other. Huh? I mean, it's just like... Oh, boy. It's... It's too much. 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 I mean, the way this is going, I think honestly, like the next generation to come, like it's gonna be 70% trans humans, human no robot tool things. Yeah. Like who's living forever. Literally, because their mind is downloaded on a disc. Y'all, with signs of the times. It's time for us to segregate, child. And when I say segregate, I mean, I don't care what color you are. If you got the same mindset, we need to go. That's what I mean. Because I really had to think about this shit. I really had to think about it. Those of y'all that tuned into my recent tarot reading, y'all know what I'm talking about the whole Montgomery Brawl. Check out that reading if you haven't already. But it's a spirit in the air of like, okay, is this going to cause a race war? Is this going to, lead us into segregation and blah blah blah? What are the pros and cons about that? Blah blah blah, right? I don't want to be separated from all shades of people. We're all melanated beings, baby. Literally. I don't want to get in the hype. Like that's what they want us to do is to be angry and hate each other, like have that stain in your mind of each other. You don't know that person from Adam. They don't have the same ideology as those fuckheads did. Unfortunately, a lot of Americans do, and we like to hide behind masks. So that's a topic for a whole nother video, though. But let's just let's call it for what it is. You know, and but with all that being said, it's unfortunate, but I think if it did lead to, if if America continues to just get worse, and social media does nothing but keep bringing us closer, right? And we keep connecting with more and more people every day, blah blah blah, and we all get to a point where we're like, hell no, fuck that. Segregate, I mean all of us that have the same mindset and have different skin complexions. I don't think that we should be forced into thinking, yeah, I want to just live with black folks. Yeah, I just want to live with white folks. Yeah, I just want to live with Asians. Why do we have to do that? Like, I don't think that that's necessary. I don't think that that's necessary. I think a collective consciousness of all of us, I don't care what the fuck you look like, is what we need. We need community, right? Period. And then handle all the other shit after the fact. The healing don't stop, you know? Jackie says, I just want to let you know I'm here, but at work I'm listening. No problem, Jackie. I appreciate you. No problem. But these are some interesting topics, y'all. We are in an interesting, crazy ass motherfucking time. Okay? And shout out again to the Hawaiians. Okay? Everyone that is suffering through this crisis, y'all. I can only imagine. Like I said before, that's the only thing I can say. I mean, I'm like, I don't have words really because it's like, whoa. I mean, sheesh. And I done been in some situations, boy, where I had to pick up and go, quite a lot, quite frankly. So I've been in situations where it's like, oh shit, where you feel like your back is against the wall, but fuck the wall. They don't even have a wall for their back to be against. Imagine that. Yesterday you was just having breakfast with your kids. Now today you're in a shelter with over 1,000 people, seeing a long ass line, showers is stinking. It's, I mean, you're being bordered off to United States. You know, they're overcrowded. Like the they are meeting the shelters. The shelters are overcrowded. You know, like, it's just a lot. It's a whole lot. On top of the fires, what else we talk about? Ohio. I don't want to say they were the first state because I'm not for certain on that, but I will say Ohio being one of the first states um, to declare their decision on the Abortion Act. Okay. We also talked about the Fetty weed, the Fetty agenda, because just like back in the 80s, back in the 70s, the crack era, who the fuck was bringing the shit in? Who the fuck was making it? I'm gonna give you a hint. 3 letters. That first letter is one of the first 3 letters of the alphabet. The last letter is the first letter of the alphabet. And I'm gonna leave that right there. In cahoots with your local drug dealers. So y'all beware, y'all. It's a whole thing going on. It is a whole thing. So this is new for us on this channel, talking about world issues. I like this vibe. Y'all let me know if y'all like this vibe. Because I definitely want to talk about things that you all are interested in, do content that you all are interested in, but also put my zang in there as well. Um, yeah, that's all I really got for y'all today, family. That's all I really have. Tarot readings are 11:11 for 30 minutes, y'all, all week long. All week long. Y'all can hit me up on my site. I will have that linked down in the description box. Follow me on TikTok. Follow my Instagram. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you did like the content and you were entertained by this or you felt educated in any way, if you would graciously hit that like button, I would appreciate that as well. Hey, I like this restream. It is. It is a crazy time. It's a crazy time. Jackie, how do you feel about the whole permission slips for the pronouns things and all that? And I didn't talk about the bathrooms either. The After 8th grade, because 8th grade is when they'll be implementing the agenda for the kids. They already said it in the article, y'all, right there for us, right? And so on my mind is like, okay, what's gonna happen with the bathrooms? How are we gonna do that? Because so like little girls gonna be in there, and these little boys that claim to be Tammys now are like whipping out they shit, going pee. Does this lead to perversion? Will it go that far? Am I reaching? Do we share the same thoughts? I mean, I'm just asking the questions that come to mind. Jackie said it's a joke, I think. Hmm. They doing too much if you ask me. Jackie, I must say I agree 1,000%. My sis, I agree 1,000%. It's a gender war, a race war, a food war, a spiritual war. I'm gonna need y'all to lace up y'all boots, get into y'all spiritual routine, because that's what's really gonna keep you sane, keep you balanced, you know, uh, clairvoyant, on your toes. We want to thrive. We don't want to strive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that are like basically what I'm saying is everything that's going on right now socially and beyond socially, but just socially alone, is causing us to be in a panic state. On top of that, inflation is real. Like, oh my goodness, you're either rich or you're struggling right now. Period. There is no middle class. It's over with. The dollar over with. Social equality over with. Racial equality never was, but the little figment, the illusion over with. The veil has dropped, y'all. That's my whole point. I feel like these are some great topics for us to discuss that we discussed today. I also would really like if you all would leave comments and like give me um ideas on other topics. Also, if you guys come across a story, that you find that's like, what the fuck, send it to me. You can hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is now public, y'all. My Instagram is public. Or you can also send me an email on the tarot site to get in touch with me. How's everybody doing? It's a rainy day over here. The sun's trying to poke out a bit. It was the early risings for me. I had some things to do around 7 a.m. So I woke up at like 5:15. That is beyond early for me. But I'm actually happy though because the kids are about to go back to school, honey. So I gotta get my sleep schedule back in. No more staying up to 3 and 4 and sleeping until 1, sleeping into 11 anymore. Those days are over. Jackie said it's cooler today here in New York. Shout out to the NY. Shout out to New York. From the east end to the west end, the north end to the south end. Shout out to the whole tri-state area. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, another thing too, I really didn't make emphasis on, y'all, was in the wildfire. They said people was literally jumping in the ocean to escape. That's how crazy it was. Imagine that. And there's smoke in the air, you can't breathe. Like, what the hell? And that reminded me of that story that broke. I don't know if it was Beijing, China, or don't give me the line. It was somewhere over there, child, but it was in China. And it was so hot. The pavement was so hot, it melted that woman's shoes. I was like, what the hell? People were screaming and shit. It's also reported in history this month has been the hottest month. Now, I didn't catch if that was globally, but in the history, hottest temperatures in many places. I mean, some people was cooking, y'all, 118. Out here in Missouri, we had 105 days, 106 days, 103 days with the heat index. 101 with 106 heat index. What the fuck? And it's already humid out here. When I tell you the plants died. I mean, the plants really suffered this season here in the Midwest. And we had a lot of just like today, unnecessary ass rain. Rain, when I was a kid, it wasn't raining it wasn't raining in July. We got rain all summer. Anybody else? We got rain all summer. Where do they do that at? Last winter was the shortest winter I ever seen in my life. The shortest one. I mean, oh my goodness, y'all. It snowed collectively maybe a couple weeks. Normally, it's like 6 weeks. Like in the Midwest, back in the day, I'm 27. Back when I was a kid, so like 15 years ago, let's say, winters lasted 3 months. Like winter was winter. It snowed. It snowed. Oh, and then on TikTok, I seen fake snow. They have fake snow. Plastic. We living in a simulation, y'all. They playing with us. They are playing with us. It's been humid. Yesterday was crazy. Today is so much better, but tomorrow is going back to humid weather. And the rain has been too much here too. Oh my God, I thought I was the only one thinking that the winter was super short here too last year. It was mad short. I feel like we are just in a long episode of some shit. And the more and more you peel the layers back, this is what I'm saying. We keep bending to these fucking laws when it's all literally, it's puppet masters and strings and fucking aliens in bodysuits. Oh, UFO this, UFO that, and you know, it might be CGI, it might be, you know what my theory is on it. I mean, let's be clear. We already know that these folks have been working with the ETs for some time. They put it in the movies, they put it in our face, and they make us think we're crazy. You know, make it seem like we're crazy. I mean, all of the. I mean, we could talk. That's a whole nother broadcast. I feel like all these UFO sightings and all these beams in the sky and people seeing giants walking in the shit is because the clouds and shit, I feel like they're fake. And we're seeing some shit. Like the veil is clear now. Like I feel like our eyesight is heightened. Our eyesight, you feel me? Beyond physical eyesight. This shit's been happening all along, but it was so fogged out. We were so fogged out, we couldn't see. Something happened with that pandemic. A shift. We are the return. We are the activation, the activated, the quote unquote chosen. This generation, these last 2 generations, honey, we are something different. We even got our elders like, hold on, let me listen to this baby. She's saying something. Let me listen to this young king. He making some sense. Let me hear what he got to say. Shit is different. Flip flop. Because they not hiding no more. Nope. Biden ain't real, allegedly. All of them in meat suits, swapping out. Kanye probably been playing Biden the last month. We don't know. Who else want to tag at him? Oh, Jennifer Aniston this week. Oh, Jennifer Lopez this week. And I'm just throwing out random names. But they do it. Swapping. Laughing behind closed doors while they entertain us, defame us, twist our minds, divide and conquer. They don't even hide the chemtrails no more. They used to do it early in the morning, late at night. Honey, broad daylight, vroom, vroom, like clockwork. I'm over it. Yes, Jackie. Look, my sis woke. Look, my sis, she know. My girl know. We're hip to the games now. So it's like all this whole conspiracy theory, sure, that's all jargon. I mean, we understand that now. Like, that's all jargon. Conspiracy my ass. Some shit, if it don't make sense, it don't. They've been sprinkling sugar over shit for too long. Now they got us sprinkling it for them. Stockholm, scared to speak out, scared to have our own mind. Scared to do for self. We are being forced to live in a mental illness, multiple of them, because for you to hate somebody for literally the pigmentation of their skin, that's a whole mental illness in itself. It's a brainwashing. It's disgusting. It makes absolutely no sense at all. It's a programming from birth. It's I mean, I get emotional about that shit. Like, I get angry and then sometimes I want to cry because it's like, what the fuck? Like, we are really sick in the head. There's literally people on this planet that are like, you are beneath me because you're brown. But in the back of their head is hatred based off of indoctrination and indoctrinated ideology. And that person ain't never did you nothing. You don't know him from Adam. Your thoughts produce your actions, though. So if you're being instilled, in from birth, if it's being instilled in you, preached at you, you're being taught that white is right, black is whack, they're beneath you for all these reasons, and I'm gonna even give you some fake science to back it up. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole occultic brainwashing. That's hard to reverse. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Me too. Me too. Mm-mm-mm. We making progress though. Unfortunately, the more progress we make, the more people fall to the wayside, I feel. That's, topics for other days, music and all those different things. But all right, y'all. Leave y'all comments down below. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the 3 percentile. Peace of the tribe. Until next time.